All right, so for newbies out there that are looking to sell a plane, this is the basic concept that I do. First, I just get a box that would fit it. You know, obviously there's going to be some padding because I like to put, when you wrap the bubble wrap, I like to sit it in a cradle. But I never ship, don't ever ship a plane whole. My general thought process is just take it apart. I undid these screws already here. I'll take it apart, take it apart. So then when I take this out, I put this together whole. I line the lateral adjuster or the blade adjuster into that hole, and I put this back in. That way all the bolts, the washers, everything stays in there. Nothing, no play. Take this out. Sometimes these bolts are like put in place here, so it wouldn't be a bad idea getting like a rag and a vice grip. And if you had to grip the bolt, because you don't want to mess up the threads. Always pays to have the right size screwdriver as well. It always pays to inspect everything too once the bolts come off. Make sure there's no cracks anywhere that you didn't see. Yesterday when I was putting the video up, I noticed there was like a hairline crack here that goes through. Sometimes it's just a crack in the shellac, which isn't a big deal. But this one did look like it went through. So I just made sure my listing had that listed in there. So the next step, now that everything's out, we want to go ahead, get everything put to the side. You're going to end up putting these like that together. This is going to be its own wrap, and then you're going to put this inside of here like that once the wrap is there. A lot of people have different methods for this, but I like it. So first step is put this here. What I like to do is grab some bubble wrap and make like a little ledge there. Okay. 1, 2. Now you have nice and tightly packed. Put that in there. 2. I like to put that little double fold there because everything else is padded nicely. So I put this here like this. I'm going to roll. And now this body should be well protected. It's an old cutting board I found at a sale. I planed the top off, and now I use it to test new irons. So now you have all this extra fluff here. So that's going to be something that shoots in there like that. So it protects here, forward, back. Center the box a little bit. I put a double fold on the bottom of the box so there's bottom cushion. Sometimes when you look at shippers, they'll drop the item in, pack the shit out of the top of it, but then they put the label on top. So when this goes through sorting, it gets thrown, lands back down, and there's no cushion on the bottom. See it more often than not. So I always take like make it this side like little flapping up and down, and then I just fold it over, put it in the box. And that way you don't have to worry about anything. When this thing leaves your possession, the thing is solid. So now you got pretty much all the plain wrap. No big deal. So with the tote, and I keep the bolts in it. Just why not, you know? So I like to do, this is like the part that I'm most scared about often in here, this little part snapping. So I like to make that little extra hole in there for the support on the bottom and the top. Put that in. Tuck up. Alright. Comes out like that sometimes. So there's no harm And find a little bit more, padding it in. And then because that's the thicker side, I'll put that on the outside. And this plain, fold over the top, the extra bubble wrap. You could stuff this with newspaper, you could stuff it whatever the hell you want. Sometimes I take cardboard, I do this just for the voids. I usually don't like doing it, just because I feel that I owe it to people just to do a little bit better of a packing job if I'm going to make videos like this. But this is, get this shit out of here. This is generally what I will do, because I want people to buy from me in confidence, and I like people to buy something and feel they could come back. So if I spend a little bit more on bubble wrap, it's not a big deal. I buy my bubble wrap on eBay, so I get the big packs. One of the coolest tips I can give you about boxing is once it's together, give it a shake. If you don't hear anything, you're done. I'm even going to go into the actual wrap taping. Stu, my friend Stu from Australia, a lot of packages go overseas, and what he was telling me was a lot of times things just get trampled on these trips. So seams will break, tape that you think is solid, I always try and do a double wrap. Make the seam end on the tape itself, opposed to just going halfway across. I've shipped a ton of planes, so I like to have this where the tape is still halfway off. I go half off the table, run the tape around just once, bring it back up, just fold it in. Little fingertip pressure. Now those joints are secured. Do the same thing on the other side. There's nothing worse than somebody coming back and saying you screwed me up. You could even go and score the edge here, but for the most part, it'll be fine. So, like that, it's got a little play, but it's protected by the tape. So, get rid of that anxiety. Gotta remember 3 points of contact. So, I come back here. I got the sides. I got the middle. I got this. This plane should be ready to go. I don't really see this being any issue shipping. We can, I mean, if you want to do it, obviously, go for every side. That lines up with this tape. Tuck it in, bring it over. Tuck it in, bring it over. I think I wrap planes better than Christmas presents. You should see some of the shit. I'll scrunch it up. But yeah. The main objective that we go for is satisfied people and no returns. You hear that? You don't. You don't fucking hear it because it's ready to ship. Take care, guys. Be well.